Hey everyone, welcome to BC Labs, and today we're testing out a new gimbal I got off of TikTok. I don't know why I bought this thing. I was just so intrigued as to whether it could actually behave as good as they say for the money. I spent about 35 bucks or something like that. So let's get into it. Let's see how good it is. So I actually have an Insta360 to compare this against that I'm pretty happy with. But this actually has a couple features that the Insta360 doesn't. They both have a tripod, although this one is not built in. This actually does have gesture support and lets you use the AI camera to track your face, as well as start and stop tracking, and actually be able to control the light that's built in. I'd say this is closest to, it's like Zygen, I think is the name of the company, that you can buy a cheaper gimbal option from Best Buy for about 80 bucks. Very similar to that. Although this has the extra camera and light that's not built into that option. Also very similar to the DJI Osmo SE, I think. It has a built-in battery indicator right under where my palm is. And it does have a USB-C connection, although I think that's just for charging purposes. The button layout is very similar to the other gimbals I just mentioned, in such that it has a mode button, a power button, and then a little hat switch style joystick, as well as a zoom control on the right side and a trigger. The trigger and the zoom control requires Bluetooth connection to the device. It does not require you to be in their application, thankfully. It seems to work with the default Android recording app. So whether it's your camera app or even third-party apps, you should have the option. The power button can be double tapped to switch from portrait to landscape orientation. And you can use the mode button to switch between FPV, LF, HF, and I think the other one's pan tilt. I'd have to check. The joystick and these two buttons is independent of Bluetooth and app support. It's just control of the gimbal itself. You can actually hold the power button to turn it off or on. It does seem to have a sleep mode also. The tripod is the same size as a standard camera mount. I can't remember what that thread size is, but it easily can attach to my normal tripod. So that's really cool. It's interchangeable. It's actually the same as the Insta360 Flow uses. So I can put both of these onto my main Polaroid tripod, no issue, and swap them out as needed. But I think that's really where the similarities end. This does have that AI camera, as I mentioned. I paid like $5 more than the gimbal itself to include that. It has a built-in light, as well as a camera that adds that gesture support. I think there's only like 4 main distinct gestures, and most of those are to toggle on and off. But that allows you to quickly turn on and off tracking as well as the light. You can also take that AI camera you can see on the left side and you can spin it around because it's magnetically attached. So whether you are in landscape or portrait, whether you're using the front-facing or rear-facing camera, it always seems to work. It does occasionally get blocked by the armature or the arm mechanism of the gimbal, but generally it seems like it's able to stay out of the way. The instructions are quite bare bones with this, though. I will say that the instructions included with my Insta360 Flow were definitely a bit more comprehensive, and the app even has tutorials. But you kind of get what you pay for here. And for the most part, it behaves like all the other gimbals. So if you have any familiarity with them, you'll kind of get there. One good thing about the AI camera is, unlike my Flow 360, you don't need the app to use tracking, but it is available as needed. Generally, these apps have a limited frame rate on Android, while the default camera sometimes can hit 60 FPS. So I don't know how well this is showing in the video, but the green flashing light will go solid once tracking is acquired, and boom. So I can move around. I'm going to kind of walk, I'm orb walking. I have my other gimbal actually watching this camera. So you can see can't really get myself in the shot, so. I mean, it's actually really good. And then turns on the camera flash or the light. There's actually gesture control of turning the brightness up or down or back off. Overall, I've been pretty pleased with the stability as well as the tracking capability of such a cheap device. I think the standard pricing is really closer to $50, $55 before shipping, but a lot of people are getting coupons both from live streams on TikTok as well as TikTok Shop itself. So if you can take advantage of that, you might be able to get a better price like I did. I'll try to do a more one-to-one comparison with the Insta360 Flow, but I just want to do a quick overview of this device. I really hope this overview was helpful. If you have any questions or something else you'd like to see, go ahead and put that in the comments below. And as always, I'll see you guys next time.